Sure. It's very easy. When I see someone has something I don't have, or I didn't know that existed, it was not in my context, it was not in my world. I'm like, if they did it, I can do it. There is a way. If
That's
they've done
powerful.
it,
That's really
there is a
powerful.
way, and I will find the way. America is all about meritocracy. Like the more you work, the more you fail, and you want to be better. Ooh, they value this mindset. So if you're scared to fail, I would be scared even more to stay where you are, because we all have a gift. And finding in your identity what is your gift is not listening to others, what they think is good for you, what you should do, what you should be. It's really like, okay, what brings fire in me?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Today's guest is one of the sharpest minds in luxury brand strategy and premium business architecture. She spent 15 years behind the scenes advising billionaires, celebrities, and ultra wealthy clients before building a $500,000 business herself in 1 year. Now she mentors the top 5% of entrepreneurs on how to shift from running a business to owning a category. She's known for her elite positioning, surgeon strategy, and powerful presence. Without further ado, welcome to the show, Nikky Doualle.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank,
for having me, Adam.
thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I would like to start just with tell us more about yourself for people who don't know you. Just tell us about your backstory. How did you get into entrepreneurship? And yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Adam, and hello to your audience. I'm very excited to be able to share a story that will resonate with your podcast title, which is Brainwashed to Be Broke, because this is how I started. So actually today, my name is Nikky Doualle, and I don't teach women how to make more money. I show them how to stop negotiating with the version of themselves that built their business in survival. So I was not always successful, and I was not always where I am today, obviously. I grew up in the north of France in a family of 3 kids, and I was the last one. And I came from a poor family, very poor family. It was very difficult. I was like, wow, is this going to be my life? Like north of France, I'm talking about like North Lille, like near Lille in north of France. The weather was gray, every day was cold. There was nothing much to do. My parents didn't have money. They had the stress for trying to pay for the house they had built. There was a lot of difficulties in my house energetically. And I had a brother and a sister before me. And yeah, I was the last one. So I had no freedom, actually. Like I would have the old clothes from my sister. I would never get anything new because there was no money. And but I never lacked of love from my mom. And I started I started my life in sport. That's how I started to change my mindset from, okay, I started at 8 years old, actually. But at 8 years old, I was very aware of my surrounding and my context, like, ooh, okay, I have love, but the material context is hard, And I was watching TV at the time was in 2000. It was a lot of American show like Beverly Hills 90201, whatever it's called, and also the one with Johnny Depp, 21st Jump Street. So I'm from this time, and I was like, wow, they do have great life, they do have nice villas, and okay, they were born in a family like has material, like a rich family. And I said, there must be a way to get there. That was the first thought I had in mind. And my journey started like this. So for me, I started in a sport. I was a runner, and I became like champion in my country. I was very high level. I had a personal coach to teach me how to run and then be number one every time I would go to a race. And yeah, my mentality, my mindset started to shift there from the sport. This is where I got into discipline, like I didn't know I was building a mindset of a CEO, but I was from 8 to 16 doing sport. I was not aware of anything, but this was really a good foundation for who I became after.
Once again, what have you been actually doing?
Sport?
What sport? Yeah, what type of sport?
Yeah, I was a runner, so I would just run to be first in a race, And the funny part is I was running every day to go to school, come back for fun, and training with my coach. And I became really like I had a lot of trophies and titles.
Amazing,
I became qualified for the Olympic game. So it's to tell you, it was all my life. Like sport was all my life until I was 16. But then I got injured on my knee, and that stopped my career. And that was hard. So what I did is I put all the energy. I was already good at school. So I put all my energy into studying, learning, growing, being great at school, because I wanted at least to have a good job when I be a grown-up person. So although we didn't have much here in my parents' house, I'm the one that spent hours learning. Like, what can I learn that I don't know that would take me to where I want to go, because I knew where I wanted to go. But yeah, so we're talking of a journey of 20 years,
Wow.
Yes,
So
nothing was fast for me.
Are you saying that sport that was the thing that actually like shift the way you've been, presenting yourself and how you've been feeling about yourself, and it's all
Yeah,
shifted
definitely.
from
Sport helped me to be more confident, to be also giving my best when I was runner. If at any race I was like, there's a first place, why not for me? I will do my best to get that first place, and I will. And I always got the first place. It was insane. Like, I was very exhausted. Like,
Did you have always this type of
mentality?
Yes. Also, like that you've been really believing in your and certain in things that you are like, I'm going to do it, and there is nothing that can stop me. Or have you had to
I
build
won't
it?
I won't say I knew for sure it will work. I just knew for sure I won't go
You
back
can
to where
do
I
it.
come from.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
I knew for sure it's not where I want to stay. So by giving my best, I knew in everything, running at school, and when I started working as well, because I will share with you, I've been working for celebrities and all that after. It really, I think the attitude was learn to give your best, but learn to be excellent.
Okay.
And that's why my company now is called Gem Business Excellence, because it's a little bit one step higher.
So let's go back to when it all started for you. Did you get like handed a script that you need to follow, or you have to follow that this is the way that you should live?
So I was born and my parents divorced when I was 1 year old. So my mom stayed in northern France, and my father, biological father, went to south of France, which is 1,000 kilometers apart. And I had a sister from the same dad and mother. So we used to be in between my dad and my mom's house. At my mom's house, she had met someone that is still alive. Obviously, my mom passed away, unfortunately, but my other dad, he's still alive, and I call him dad because he's the one that raised me. So it was a bit complex in my kid head as a child, to have those people. They live two different ways. Like, my biological father had a way of living. He was very violent to me. Like, he was very violent. So that's been very hard in my childhood. And in my mom's house, it was all about love, caring, no money at all, but at least the love was here and stability. So I was faced with danger as a kid towards my dad, my biological father at the time. That has been for most of the years very difficult for me to grow as a stable human being, because I had very unstable parents, I would say. So this is why I was doing sport. This is why I wanted to study. I wanted to get away from this energy, and it gave me perspective on what I want, what I don't want to look like them. So I took the love from my mom and the hard work from my father who raised me, and the other one I was like, oh, I don't want that violence in my relationship. So it was like, I decided, they'd never imposed to me. My mom was great enough to let me free, because when I was young, as a perfect Aquarius who loved freedom, I said, I want to go to America. And that was my dream, to move to America. Imagine for someone who has no money and all that. So I started to work for yacht owners. That was the beginning of my business career, I would say. And I traveled with them on the yachts in Florida, in America.
Wow.
So I started to enter that market from the bottom and made my way up in 15 years. And it was just amazing, because I'm like the black sheep. I'm not like anyone around, not even my family, like the village I grew up. Like most people know me from before. Like, it's crazy the life you have created. It's like, yeah,
I can completely relate to this, because when I been raised, my parents, they work in corporate job. Many times I couldn't even see my parents properly, because they've been either in a job or they've been on a field and working hard to, bring enough money. So my childhood was like, I've been raised by, most of the time by my grandparents. I've been spending so much time with them. So that was like the moment for me that I was like, okay, I'm not going to live this life same way as they do. I need to change
Yeah.
something. And funny enough, I didn't share that yet with on any previous episodes, but when I've been in the school, my English teacher told me that I should never ever leave my country because I couldn't speak properly English, and I'm totally like, what is the movie Alice in Wonderland, that I'm like in that movie with my English, so I shouldn't ever leave the country. And the first thing that I did when I finished my school, I went to England and started living like right away from there and started
Yeah, the opposite.
and that was the moment that actually like I hit my rock bottom over here and started building everything. And it cost me a lot, but also it changed everything for me. And
Yeah,
the
your future has been a different direction.
completely
As if we would have stayed, like you and me would have stayed here. I see it when I come back in my family area. I see, well, unfortunately, I've lost two family members. My mom died of cancer and my brother died of cancer as well. So it's a bit sad when I come back. But the funny part is you say Alice in Wonderland. So in 2008, I worked for Johnny Depp. And he was doing that. He was just finishing that movie Alice in Wonderland, and he gave us a lot of marketing stuff for his staff on the yachts. He gifted us a lot. We spent Christmas with him. He's such a nice guy. So it's funny that you bring this actor, because he's one of the actors I work for.
Back to your journey and when you started, like, what actually was there some type of desire of having different life before you even started building those successful businesses that you are owning? Because like what was the drive? Was it like because you said something that about you said about
It's
your
very
parents?
easy.
Yeah.
It's very easy. I love that question. It's very easy. When I see someone has something I don't have, or I didn't know that existed, it was not in my context, it was not in my world. I'm like, if they did it, I can do it. There is a way. If they've done it,
that's really
there is a
powerful.
way, and I will find the way. Or sometimes I take more time because of who I am. I'm not English like you, English speaking first language.
Right.
So when we learn from those mentors that are amazing in America, sometimes we need to learn 2 times, 3 times. It's more work for us.
Totally.
But gosh, I'm so proud that we are able to learn from those people, because it helps us be where we are today. I'm very grateful all the mentors I work with, because in my country, the mentors, some might be good, but I do not relate to the mentality of the French. My mentality, because I've spent 15 years in America, is more the American mindset. I love it. It's just a win-win relationship, and all that is so for me.
When you've been kid, you've been always dreaming about moving to America, or how it was like?
Yes.
What was it?
Because I saw that show on TV,
and
I was like, they have beautiful houses and they have beautiful cars, and there's a sun in California,
Right.
So the first time I went to America, I didn't go to California, I went to Florida, because it was closer. But my English wasn't good at all. And I went in Florida, but I was like, I'm spending winter in Florida. This is awesome. And then I made my way up always in the businesses, and I joined agencies that help you find work for those people. I always study, so I had good background in studying. But I work for like very amazing people. I've learned so much from my time in America. So much.
Was there lots of roadblocks that you had to overcome with your like confidence and so on to actually go and do things?
Okay, I share a story with you. It's a great question again. Of course, confidence is key to reach the level I am today. Now I speak on stage. I was in New York last year in summer just for public speaking. Confidence is everything, actually, in our business. And I remember, because at the time I arrived in America, in Florida, and started to enter the yachting market, they told me, you will speak directly with the owner. He would tell you what he needs, and you will work with him like I would say at the beginning, a VA for him. And on board, running and also being a crew member. So everything about the boat and setting up the boat, working with the team and all that was easy. But then I had to report to him. And every time I had to go meet him for one of our one-on-one meeting, I always remember like my heart was pounding. Like, I was like, I'm not going to be able to say, he's going to not like my accent. I'm French. He's gonna fire me. He's not gonna even like me. So the whole bad story, the lower self story we tell ourselves. And then just before entering, I was like, I am the best. I know what I deliver. I am the best. I'm not gonna let my English get in the way. He's gonna understand me somehow. And then I would enter. And then he would say, okay, tell me what's on the menu today, like not the food menu, but the list of things that needs to be handled, And I start, and then he will always answer to me. He would say, I want the boat, we take care of this, of this, of this. And I say, okay. And I used to say, for when? And he will always answer, yesterday. So every time I speak to him, so the first time I meet a very important person like him, like multimillionaire, and like we had to do bullet point meetings. I realized how time was precious for him. I had to be over ready. So any question I needed to know all the answers and be sharp and don't be talking too much. And then when I would say, okay, when would you like this to be done? And he said, yesterday. I started to learn that, okay, everything has to be quick in this world, like you can't say, oh, I'm going to take 2 weeks. And then, so anyway, but my confidence, you built it, of course. I was very sweating, but he didn't know. And then I will go back to my room, have a quick shower, get ready, get changed. I was like, whoa, because those are so important. And it always depend for conviction. It always depend of which voice you let speak in your head. Like we all have lower self, higher self. And at the time I didn't know, but I will always fight for my lower self not to come during a meeting. I wanted to be my best, I will like breathe and be all prepared to have all the bullet points ready. Yeah. So it's the same in business, being prepared, breathe, being the moment, mastering your craft, knowing what you're talking about.
Do you think that the preparation before actually the action is doing a lot that's going to actually help you?
Oh, for sure. Look, all the sport people like Formula One. They prepare and they go beyond. They do also visualization. Like they see the race in the head before all the turns. So then when all of them do that. So you're always one step ahead. Okay. If you want to be the best or among the best and have if there's someone you like and you say, oh, I would like to have his life, and he has amazing life, believe me, he has discipline, resilience, he's learning all the time.
Yeah, all the best athletes, they are having this type of, they need to be confident and they prepared because, they wouldn't be able to perform on the highest level, right?
Yes.
But also we need to be aware, I would say, that we need to be aware of not overthinking things. Do you agree on that?
As a woman, I totally agree. I'm going to tell you why. I am very conscious CEO. I'm a conscious CEO. I'm connected to spirituality a lot. And I'm very conscious of tomorrow, the world, my vision and all that. And I know for sure that why I'm so successful is because I'm very down to earth, authentic in my truth. I'm not playing a game. I'm not acting. I am who I am. And so to reach that level of confidence in your being, it's not through the mind. It's not through the head. It's embodiment of yourself.
Very powerful.
So yeah, that's the advice at the highest level. Is not about what we are doing. It's not about strategy anymore. It's about who we become. Anything that can happen outside, like you can say, jump in an interview and I don't need to say, oh, who am I? I know who I am.
Yeah. That's really important. Totally agree on that, because this was like one of my biggest struggles also on the beginning, that I always compare myself to other people. And that's the killer of any progress, any success, everything, because like you and also it depends on how you actually, from what side you're going to look at it, because you can compare yourself to somebody and take it like a motivation, or you can take it also like a like a disadvantage. So yeah, this is really, really crucial thing that you need to be aware. And but anyway, in the end, it's all about taking the action and being prepared, right?
And being yourself. You have to do 50-50. Action is the doing, and 50% is your being. Because when I started the business, I was coaching group of people in the premium market. Now I moved to the elite market, and I'm doing high-end one-on-one. And when I was coaching people in the doing, they all received the same information, but some were like, way like very successful and fast, and some few were struggling. So why is this? It's because in their being, they were not yet becoming, they had not become the person who is able to hold this level of success or this level of a journey.
And what would you say that what is going to help them to actually get on that level?
That's a great question. What is going to help them to get on that level? Definitely inner introspection. So it's really about looking into themselves, about what they feel. They start with the feeling. For example, let's say with my system, it was with premium attraction marketing. So they will attract clients to come to them. They don't even have to go after them. So the client will come, then they have a connection call where they connect, they speak, get to know them. You know that because you are in that market now. And so some will totally be great and move the client forward for a sales call, and some will lose a client.
Would you say that this is lots of to do with their beliefs and how they believe,
how they speak to themselves? Like when they enter the room, how I spoke to myself when I entered the room to speak to my big boss. I could have said, "Oh, I'm not good enough," but it's like, I'm gonna screw everything, and enter, and I would have not the same meeting with my boss. And it's the same. It's always before you enter or before you want to take action that is an important action. You have to prepare your being. Have a look. Okay, how do I feel? Oh, I'm very stressed out. Before I used to do podcasts, well, at the beginning, I was very stressed out, like super stressed out. And now I'm very laid back.
Don't worry, because just the English level of mine is like one thing that actually holds me even, back, because that was like, what if I'm going to mess up, like what those people are going to think about me. And there is, and you are going back to actually.
But now you're stronger than that. Yes. Now your mission is more important than who you are. Yes. And now what you're providing to your audience has more values than how we look, Okay, I'm not perfect in my English, but I'm able to serve elite celebrities because I know what I'm delivering. I know who I am, and I know they will benefit from that. So the mission is always the same. My conscious mission is to elevate the consciousness in leaders. My end goal is to access the president of countries and elevate their conscious, so they are a little bit better human being running countries. That's my maybe when in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, maybe tomorrow. I don't know when this is going to happen, but I know it will happen because that's my path. So until then, I am growing as a person towards this direction, not just my business. Because I'm growing as a person, my business is elevating as well.
How would you, somebody who is, for example, trying to figure out this, business path, how would you tell them to like set it up, their goals to achieve, like to be achievable for them, at least
very masculine way of doing business? It's not how I work. Okay, how I work is, what is a contribution I want to bring into the world? That's the first question. Because when you get up after 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and you're still running your business, the first question I ask myself every morning when I get up and before I start my journey, my work, is how can I best serve my people, the clients, or my leads, whatever. How can I best serve so it will serve the world in the mission that I see, which is elevating consciousness? It's totally my path. I could be all woo-woo and spiritual, which I can be because that's also me.
Yeah.
But I decided to mix, business and this. So it's when you don't know at the beginning, it wasn't clear. And then I was like, ooh, it's a bit weird to bring spirituality in business, But then it's when it was it's me. It's totally aligned to who I am. So the first thing to do is to get to know you. Like, do you really know who you are? Do you really know this identity discovery? It's the first step, because the identity usually is given, like you said, from our parents, from the school, from teachers, from the society, right? Yes. So at some point, you're going to have to break with this attachment or definition of people that they gave you they give you etiquette, you're like this, and so I hope you're not going to wait till 40 years old to do that. It's the sooner the better, but you go isolate somewhere. I was lucky enough. I had a huge breakdown. My mom passed away. It was hard. I thought I went to Bali, and then I worked 5 months with a.
Would you say that moment when that happened with your mom actually make you to do the steps actually, or have you been already on the path before?
Oh, I was already on the path, but it went faster.
Okay.
It
So it motivates you
accelerated.
even more, and I want to achieve.
It's not about motivation, because motivation is something from outside in the mind.
Okay.
It was more about a feeling in my body. I was like, I need to listen.
Mm.
Because when we're in the mind, we don't listen to the
Yes.
body. So I was totally disconnected from my body. When I started the business and I started to learn Russell, I was totally disconnected. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My body, I don't care. I'm using it. I'm not even, I was totally unconscious. And becoming conscious was my first step, and for that you have to do things that you've never done before, taking risk, living. I quit everything I was doing, took my backpack, and I went to Bali 5 months, isolated with this guy. I was like, I don't believe anything. I don't care. I was so in my
You're a
mind.
Christian when you say
Yes.
that you, yeah. Okay.
I'm Christian, but I'm more spiritual, obviously. So when I work with the guy, at the beginning of the work, when I enter that 5 months, I was all like, I don't care, it's not going to work. This is bullshit. What about all of that? The soul? What the fritz is the soul? I can't even touch it. I don't understand.
That's really
But
interesting. From there, you went to learning spirit, like this type of mindset stuff, and most people don't even know that something that type of things exist. For example, like people who
I
are
would say
completely on the normal trajectory
but
of
a lot of people knows because my context today is to only be with those people. So my context is different from your context, obviously. I'm sure there is a lot of people that still don't know, but for me, I only gravitate around people that are conscious, spiritual, and so like open-minded and want to do good for the world. And they all have a gift, because we all have a gift. And finding in your identity what is your gift is not listening to others, what they think is good for you, what you should do, what you should be. It's really like, okay, what brings fire in me? Truly, for me, from being broke when I was a kid, no money, and making money now, because I promised myself I will find a way to become that person. Now that I found the way, it took me years. I collapsed in time, and this is why I train other people to do it in a shorter time, because when people say you've changed my life, now I have money for the kids to go to school now. So
the transformation.
You change lives. It's my legacy is to really
amazing.
So it goes through a lot of things. My work is not just strategic. Is mainly consciousness, mindset. It's above self-development. We go beyond that. It's totally like if we speak like this, you'll be like, whoa, doesn't make sense to my brain. We navigate without the brain. We go directly connect to the soul, and the soul is what came in that body of yours and your audience for a mission. You have the opportunity to listen to it, or you have the opportunity to don't listen to it and just be like a hamster in a wheel and do like everybody else. Or you say, I'm going to be brave enough. And I don't know, I can't see too far ahead of me, but I just sense it's in me. I have a mission. So I'm just following my mission. And sometimes I fail because, there is a world in a 3D, like is in the world we live in. People have minds. We need to go through the mind before it can go through the heart, because the mind filter. I had to learn psychology. I had to learn a lot of things. But the end of everything I've been learning and becoming is really my own soul mission on earth. When the day I die, I will say, tick off, my contract is achieved, So that's what I have in my heart. And there's nobody can take this away. No. Because it's in my heart. It's not accessible to anyone else. It belongs to me. And it's my freaking fire. It's like what keep me walking when life hurt me, when life hit me, and it still hit me because we're human beings. But I keep going. I still have the fire. It never stop. Never stop.
Lots of people, I would say, that they're having problem of failing.
That's a good topic.
What would you say to those people that they are having these struggles, and it keeps them don't do things, be doing them, or or basically achieving things as fast as they could be possibly be able? What would you say to those people? Like,
they could do better, like they could be
what would you say to them to actually to stop actually just putting them down and trying
the way they talk to themselves.
How they
it has to do with how we talk to ourselves. It's only one sentence. Do not negotiate with yourself.
Okay.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. And I tell you, when I use this often
Mm-hmm.
because I have a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's torturing me every time I go to the gym. Oh, it's so painful. But I want to age healthy. This is about being conscious. How can I impact the world if my body is not even there to
Mm-hmm.
support the scaling of my company or my companies and growing, you know?
Yeah.
So I committed to go to the gym 2-3 times a week with a guy. And it's like going to the army with him. It's not nice at
Mm-hmm.
all. He's good looking though, but it's not nice with
Mm-hmm.
me. And it's one of the best where I live.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go there, oh my God, it's pushing me so much. Not for doing things that will break me, because it's very good. It's not never gonna break me, but it's pushing my mind when my mind wants to say no. So already when I'm with him, believe me, just being by someone that is so powerful next to me, so it's called proximity to power.
Yeah.
What it does to my brain is like, ooh, my brain is chicken
Mm.
and won't say stupid things, and I just do.
Yeah.
And then when I go home, I'm like, oh my God, that was so hard. And sometimes I just cry. And I come home, my friends, sometimes I see my friend is like, oh my God, are you sure you're going to the gym? But you come back, you're crying. I say, I push myself, but I didn't push. Of course, I pushed my body, but it pushed my mind to grow, to be bigger.
Right.
So that's one thing. And when I'm not with him and I have to go there, sometimes I'm like, my mind starts talking, oh, it's going to be painful. You're going to suffer. It's going to be hard. You're not going to be able to do what he's telling you to do. You're going to fail. And you don't want to fail in front of this guy who is very strong. And I'm like, oh my God, this voice, what? Because we all do have those two voices all the time, the good one and the bad one. And I said, stop it. Nikky, lower self, I see you're sabotaging me. And I'm going to put myself in that room and I'm just going to follow and do. It's only 1 hour. I'm not going to negotiate with myself. And after a while, now I see, I'm so strong in my body, my muscles. It's such a good feeling. It's a reward. But I failed. Many times I'm there and I come back and I cry. It's because I was not able to do one thing. But then the next time I do it and it's working, because I said, I'm not going to give up on that. I don't know how to do it. I failed. I'm going to do better next time. It is a mentality. It's not for everybody. And entrepreneurship is not for everyone. You need to have that mentality of failure is the faster you fail, the quicker you'll be successful.
Ooh, yes. Totally. This is so powerful, because this is that even answered my previous question even better, because this is the story that you share. That was really, really powerful, because we as humans, we are, we are scared of, or most of the people, they are scared of failing, and that's one of the things that actually stopping them to do stuff, and start studying or do the step actually to change the trajectory of their life. But what would you like if you would have opportunity to speak with you or with somebody who would be on the beginning of your journey? What would you tell them?
Oh my God, that's easy.
To actually give them some starting points or some ideas about how to get successful fastest
First
way
success.
possible.
So you have different level of success. You don't reach my level if you don't start with the first step.
Exactly.
Right? The first step of success is, like I said, you never negotiate with your lower self, the little voice that is bitching in your head, and the first step of success is not success like we all want success. It's leaving, going away from the identity we were in a failure mode or victim mode, or it is already, what is the first step you can take to go away from that, shifting from this identity and step into your new identity that you don't know yet how it's going to happen. It's okay. You understand why you want to do it. You probably want to do it because you want to contribute to the world. This is the best reason that will make you successful, is contribution somehow. And I decided to serve now only leaders, high leaders, because then if you serve the leaders of the world, it will go down in their entire life. That's me. I've decided to go from the top, and
they're going to influence the others, and
yeah.
So it's like a massive tree that is actually giving you the opportunity to make the biggest impact on other people. That's great.
Yeah, and truly the first step for those people is do not negotiate with the voice in your head. So how you do that? When you have a voice coming in your head, you are conscious of this voice. That's the first step, being conscious of the voices in your head. Which one is talking? Is it Is it the bad one? Is it the higher self? Okay, it's easy to know if you're unsure. If you feel bad, it's a bad one talking. If you feel good, it's the optimistic one. And you want to only take action with that voice that is optimistic within you. So I was naturally optimistic person because I started with nothing, like poor family, poor all the things were under zero, so I could not go lower. So I had nothing to risk. I just say I'm gonna do it. There is no go back for me.
Yeah.
So, but the first step was going away from my context. So I went to America. I took a backpack because I'm a very adventurous person at the time, and I went to Florida, like I said, and I stayed at the time. I stayed in a house with a youth house from people from around the world, and there was a list. I put my name on the list. I would get up at 5 a.m. to put my name on the list, and people would come from yachts. I remember I was 21 at the time, and they say, "Okay, we need 2 girls to come and work for us on the yacht." And they would say the name, and I would go. And I started like this, and after only 2 years, I became high level hierarchy with all the stripes, responsibility, working right hand to celebrities and all that. Why? America is all about meritocracy. Like the more you work, the more you fail, and you want to be better. They value this mindset. Right. So if you're scared to fail, I would be scared even more to stay where you are.
That's gold. Yeah. So good.
So that's the only thing to remember. If people are like, I'm scared to fail, imagine you 10 years from now in the same position. Yeah. That's my tricks. That was my tricks. Like there's nothing that can be worse.
Right. Totally. Like, it was even my struggle at the beginning, like being, and then I was like, there is no other way. I just need to do it. I just have to do it. There is no other way. I'm going to either go and live, in poverty, or I'm going to change the trajectory and secure my family, my future family and everybody around, and I'm going to make an impact into the world. But thank you so much. That was amazing interview. I love to talk to you. That was really, really awesome. Before I let you go, where people can find you or start following you, tell us.
I'm hiding. No, definitely. The website is almost up and running. I'm gonna have a window, a boutique window on nikkydoualle.com. You can find me all my social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook page is Nikky Doualle, NIKKY.DOUALLE.com. And you find me with my first name and my last name. It's also my brand. And yeah, it was a pleasure, Adam. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my voice and to share my journey, because the more people listen to this, it's a better context for them, that where they are at the moment, and they start shifting their mind from failure to believer. And then because they start to believe, we can help them, we attract them to come with us, in what we are becoming. So thank you for doing what you do. It's great for the world.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot. And for everyone who listening, if there's still something in you, don't ignore it. Share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe, leave a review, and remember, you weren't born to follow the script. You were born to be free. Bye, everybody.